Spacebound presents 10 disturbing facts about Disneyland. Disneyland has been a favorite amongst kids, children, and men amongst all ages, as well as females, but these facts are probably going to be having you turn the other cheek.
Off to the side right here, you can see Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye.
Number 10. Buried at Disneyland. There's been a pattern of Disney fans that have been asked to have their ashes spread on Disneyland rides, and in the event that you approach the service center for consent, they will obviously say no. This issue first started on Pirates of the Caribbean when a lady was spilling an obscure and weird substance into the water, and the ride had to be closed down, obviously. After cleanup, it was soon found out that it was the remains of a human.
This is not Santa's workshop. It's just one section of a creative world where new attractions for Disneyland are conceived.
Number 9. Walt's everlasting presence. At the point when Disneyland was first being made, Walt needed to have the capacity to stay at the park however much as he could be expected to direct the work, and in the long run have the capacity to stay overnight at Disneyland after it's finished to watch the movement from his loft. The comfortable spot had a predictable topic with the firehouse as it sits above it, and Walt never permitted photographs to be taken of him or his family inside the spot. Number 8. Working at Disneyland.
That our cast members have the nicest, cleanest costumes available to them.
Disneyland has an incredible notoriety for being one of the stricter businesses on the planet. When you turn into a representative at Disneyland, there are sure controls that must be taken afterwards. For instance, employees touch base to work in ground garments and change into their outfits at the park. There's also likewise been bits of gossip that workers have to wear their clothes 24/7 because they don't like their normal outside clothing to be seen. Number 7. Hippie Invasion. The island is currently being changed over to something more intuitive for park visitors, yet amid the 70s, it held prisoners by radicals on August 6, 1970. Around 300 individuals from the Young International Party slipped on Disneyland, lifting the Viet Cong banner and hollering at the walking groups at Disneyland, calling for the uproar of police. The battle raised to the point where the park was compelled to close early, but not too early. Number 6. The quote-unquote b-ball court inside the Matterhorn. As per the Disney Channel appearance, back to front there is little attic-like space at the highest point of Matterhorn that houses a basketball court, supposedly. The vast majority know this, yet there's something more to it. There have been multiple gossipy tidbits with reference to why their space exists. One hypothesis is that Disney needed to skirt the building statue just a little higher and limit it, so to add a game office to the mountain so it could appear taller, which has turned out not to be valid. Number 5. The Beatles. The Beatles require little introduction. Shockingly, they also referred to for their discord in the positions as they were for their hits. They fought about budgetary counselors as George Harrison laid down Ringo's better half, and John Lennon looked for a singles vacation close by lover Yoko Ono. The rundown spiraled wild. It was all over by 1970, yet suit proceeded until 1974. On December 29, 1974, while traveling at Walt Disney World's Polynesian resort with his family, John Lennon at long last marked the printed material that split up the Beatles until the end of time.
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay, wonderful feeling.
Number 4. Streak Mountain. The cast of Splash Mountain might be new, especially to the more youthful visitors. The characters adjusted from the 1946 Disney film Song of the South, which has not been discharged on video in the United States because of its clearly supremacist tone. Tune of the South is a story of a slave storyteller, Uncle Remus, who turns yarns for the sharp Breyer rabbit. Be that as it may, Splash Mountain for quite some time has been known for its more bareness than any binds to dogmatism.
This grandma's house looking place was actually home to the intimate apparel shop.
Number 3. The Wizard of Bras. When it was opened in 1955, Disneyland was a long way from beyond a doubt of a thing. Walt depended intensely on outside corporate sponsorships to keep the cash flowing in. About a large portion of the store was committed to offering cutting-edge unmentionables, the other offered over to a historical center on the backdrop of underwear. Perhaps as anyone might expect, the store just endured about 6 months, and in January 1956, the Wizard was co-signed to the history books and then gone in itself. Number 2. Underground tunnels. Ever think about how someone could get from Main Street to Fantasyland in a matter of minutes without battling through the group? Well, they arrived through one of Disneyland's various underground passages that stretch all throughout the recreational center. Altogether, the characters and representatives to get to their stations quickly, also to put their gear on and products without discoloring the picture Disneyland, use these underground passages that are manufactured. So as you're strolling around the recreation center, if there's a weird noise coming from under your feet, you might want to be careful because Mickey Mouse just might pop out and get you. And finally, number 1, Feline Kingdom. In the time where Disneyland closes during the evening, groups run both parks and altogether clean every last single bit with the goal that it stays flawless and clean for the following day. With regards to nuisance control, Disney takes an intense course. In the event that you've seen a stray feline running around, possibly during one of your days visiting, that's no mischance and is definitely not a weird scene to see. Stray felines are exceptionally normal at the recreation center, and Disney exploits it to control the rodent and mice populace. And that's it for Spacebound's 10 disturbing facts about Disneyland. If you've enjoyed the video as normal, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for even better content to come in the future. And as before, make sure to keep a lookout because we're going to be doing some pretty cool stuff in the future. Check out a couple other channels we have, as well as a couple other videos we've done before as well. Thank you and have yourselves a hopefully not disturbing day.